Okay, so last time ended with Revelation, and I said that I was going to go from Revelation. Made sense to start at Genesis, but then I was thinking when I was studying a little bit last night, um, I was just going broadly through the books, and I thought, I've never really studied Ezra, and Ezra is important because it's when it's the returning of exile into Babylon and Babylon being destroyed, and so this is the the return to Jerusalem and the recommitment um, uh, towards God, the faithfulness towards God, and so I thought that makes a lot of sense if you so thinking about Revelation and where it was with just sharing heaven is and talking about Jesus taking on the scroll and the seals and then ultimately the um, looking at the recognition of the beast and then the beast devouring Babylon. I'm thinking, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Instead of starting fresh with kind of the perfect state of Genesis, let's go into Ezra and let's find out about all that it took to restore what they had left and abandoned God. So yeah, I'm gonna let's and I've never studied Ezra, so this is kind of exciting. So anyway, so that's where we're at, and I took some quick notes. So Ezra has it down as it's an anonymous author, and the background being northern Israel gets deported to Assyria, the 10 tribes, and Nebuchadnezzar came and destroyed Jerusalem, burned the temple. So then the whole area becomes the territories of Babylonia or Babylon, and um, and that lasts for uh, what is it? Not long. Um, gosh, only like 15, 20 years, I think. So from 586 BC to 516 BC, when Cyrus of Persia destroys Babylon, and Cyrus makes his decree where in 539 BC, where he um, allows all the religions to return and rebuild their temples. And so everyone returns back from Babylon and the areas around the Middle East back towards Jerusalem, which was abandoned. And Ezra then returns around 458 BC. So it's a good, a good 60, 70 years since the decree, or more than that, probably 39, almost 100 years, maybe 90 years or so since the decree itself. So anyway, that's Ezra. So kind of excited. So all right, let's jump into the book of Ezra, chapter 1. In the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, in order to fulfill the word of the Lord spoken by Jeremiah, the Lord moved the heart of Cyrus, king of Persia, to make a proclamation throughout his realm and also put it in writing. This is what Cyrus, king of Persia, says: The Lord, the God of heaven, has made me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has appointed me to build a temple for him at Jerusalem in Judah. Any of his people among you may go up to Jerusalem in Judah and build the temple of the Lord, the God of Israel, the God who is in Jerusalem, and may their God be with them. And in any locality where survivors may now be living, the people are to provide them with silver and gold, with goods and livestock, and with free will offerings for the temple of God in Jerusalem. And in any locality where survivors may now be living. I'm trying to think if it's the locality around in Babylon since Persia destroyed Babylon, or if it's when they returned to Jerusalem, survivors there of the original exile from Jerusalem. So we'll come back to that. Then the family heads of Judah and Benjamin, and the priests and Levites, everyone whose heart God had moved, prepared to go up and build the house of the Lord in Jerusalem. All their neighbors assisted them with the articles of silver and gold, with goods and livestock, and with valuable gifts, in addition to all the freewill offerings. Moreover, King Cyrus brought out the articles belonging to the temple of the Lord, which Nebuchadnezzar had carried away from Jerusalem and had placed in the temple of his God. Cyrus, king of Persia, had them brought by Mithridath, the treasurer, who counted them out to Sheshbazzar, the prince of Judah. This was the inventory: gold dishes 30, silver dishes 1,000, silver pans 29, gold bowls 30, matching silver bowls 410, other articles 1,000. In all, there were 5,400 articles of gold and silver. Sheshbazzar brought all these with the exiles when they came up from Babylon to Jerusalem. Okay, I'm not going to read chapter 2 because chapter 2 is a list of the exiles who returned. So I'll just go through it. Now, these are the people of the province who came up from the captivity of the exiles, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had taken captive to Babylon. They returned to Jerusalem and Judah, each to their own town, in company with Zerubbabel, Joshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, Reliah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispar, Bigvai, Rehum, Bana. The list of the men of the people of Israel, and it goes through descendants of Peresh, the men of Bethlehem, the priests, Levites, musicians, gatekeepers of the temple, and then other descendants. They searched their family records but could not find them, and so were excluded from priesthood as unclean. The governor ordered them not to eat any of the most sacred food until there was a priest ministering with the Urim and Thummim. The whole company numbered 42,360, besides the 7,337 male and female slaves. They also had 200 male and female singers, 736 horses, 245 mules, camels, donkeys. When they arrived at the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, some of the heads of the families gave free will offerings toward the rebuilding of the house of God on the site According to their ability, they gave to the treasury for this work 61,000 derricks of gold, 5,100 minas of silver, 100 priestly garments. The priests, the Levites, the musicians, the gatekeepers, and the temple servants settled in their own towns, along with some of the other people. And the rest of the Israelites settled in their town. So that's 1 and 2. So I want to go back to 1 and dive a little bit deeper into that. My battery's dying, so I'm going to recharge this and start again.